Today we are at the Westbury Youth Centre focusing on Women's Month. Due to that it is Women's Month, we are starting our Women's Month edition. So, welcome to the show with me, Tshepo.
And I'm Mo. As I said, today we're speaking about women, independent women in the communities. So we've arrived at Westbury Youth Centre and we're speaking to the community manager or centre manager of the Westbury Youth Centre, Bridgette Munick. Welcome, Bridgette. Also known as Auntie Bri.
A very good morning to you guys. Thank you so much for getting into my space and hearing about women's issues.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Auntie Bri. For people who don't know who Bridgette Munick is, please tell us a bit about yourself.
Bridgette, known as Auntie Bri, she's a community developer, a councillor, a facilitator and a trainer, and last but not least, an actor.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So, hey, a woman of many talents, actually. Auntie Bri, not a lot of people know you. What is your role at the centre?
My role at the centre is that I'm the centre manager, manage the Westbury Youth Centre. We work with skills development programs where youth come in and they do the different skills that we're offering them at the centre. So I manage the staff. As it is, it's COVID-19, so that's my strongest thing that I need to do now. The distancing, the sanitizing, yes, and also I'm an orphan as such.
Okay.
So my journey as an orphan is where I'm at now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you said it before, and I think people need to know your story you tell through acting. Tell us a bit about your story.
Right. My story is a very stormy process, a very stormy life. Through my acting, I was married once. I mean, I always tell the people, they think Auntie Bri is just Auntie Bri. I used to be a Mrs. Married at some stage, yeah. So, married, 3 children, had a very, very tough life. Working, a single mum, after I divorced my husband, through all the abuse that I went through. If I think about it, it brings tears in my eyes. But I can just thank God that, you know, He kept me through the storms. He held my hand through everything I went through. And I'm not talking only physically, I'm talking emotionally, I'm talking sexually. Very sad. You know, if I look at my children now and I see, wow, I made it through all the storms. Also, my son, another storm, he's on drugs. He used to be on drugs. He's clean now for 4 years. Very grateful for that. But on stage, you can see the emotions. I tell it on stage. The pain, the hurt. But right now, as I'm sitting here, I'm a very happy person. I can say that, wow, I'm a strong woman. I'm an amazing woman. Yes.
Thank you for that, and thank you, God, that you're still sitting here and you can tell your story and be testament to strong, independent women, especially in the communities, and that is what we want to showcase in Women's Month. Not every downfall brings you down. It could be a strength, a pillar of strength. It could make you achieve something better, you know. And I think we're all grateful that you're here in the centre. Tell us a bit about the projects that you guys do in the center for the youth and the community where you work in?
You know, the slogan we're using, myself, I always tell the youth, if I'm on Kofifi, I always tell them, you know, come to the center, come and skill yourself, don't kill yourself. And another slogan we're using is that we replace guns with skills development programs. Like what you're asking is that we replace the guns with computer training, with life skills, with baking. We have also a lot of other programs that we started, especially for the women. We have women empowering programs that we're going to start. We're going to make the permanent sanitary pads for the girls at the schools and the women who are struggling out in the community. We're going to do that. I'm looking forward to that project. We also have the leather program where the guy teaches the woman how to make bags out of leather, how to make shoes out of leather, you know. That's also an empowering project that we're having. The matric program, I love that program, you know. When the matrics moves into the hostel, we have a hostel at the back, and they come in for study program, and then of course Auntie Breeze, the house mom, the night house mom. Love children. I've been working with children all my life, and especially at the Westbury Youth Centre. You know, children from the community walks in here. They also have that pain and the suffering they're going through. And Auntie Brie is there. I do the counselling. My door is open for them. Yeah.
Nice, beautiful.
Yeah, and I just want to say that there's a lot happening at the youth centre. I mean, the performance art, we have a guy that's doing the printing of T-shirts. We also have a guy who's doing school programs at the school. So besides our skills development program, there's a lot of other stuff happening. The highlight of the COVID-19 was, of course, the feeding scheme. There's 5 women that started the feeding scheme. So we started at the home, where we fed 3 times a week, 600 children. And then we moved to the Westbury Youth Centre, and crazy. But you know, with COVID-19, there's this distancing and the sanitizing, and what we did, I think our model worked perfectly. We cooked at the centre. We do, you know, we package it, and then we have street facilitators where we drop off, and they will hand out the food to the children. So there's no children on top of each other, nothing. And we also have the big feeding scheme every second Saturday, where we feed about 4,000, 3,500 people in the community with other stakeholders, because we realize that we need to come together as stakeholders and do this feeding scheme. A mouthful that I said now.
Definitely. It's actually quite a lot of great work that you are doing here at the Centre, Auntie Brie. Now, I just want to touch on you doing counselling. What type of counselling do you offer as a counsellor, and with which organizations do you currently work with that offer counselling to the young people and women out there in our communities?
Okay, you need to know your stakeholders in the community. Like I said, we have the advice and referral office. So that is where it all starts. So every day there's tears walking into that office. There's abuse walking in the office. There's suicide. You name it. Everybody walks into that office. So, like I said, you need to know your community profile. So you listen to the person who comes with the problem. If we can help the person, we do help. But the advice and referral is all about listening. If you can't help, then we refer to different organizations. We work with all the organizations in the community. I can name a few. We work with Senka. We work with FEMSA. We work with social development for Fifi. You know, they are our mouth out there. If you want to advertise our programs, I just walked in through and said, I need to.
Yeah.
So for Fifi is, we work with the schools, the clinics, the hospitals, you know, various stakeholders in the community. We also belong to ELDEC, you know, local drug action group. So we also, that's our biggest, where all the organizations come together. And we talk about one issue, and that's the issue we know, the drug issue. Yeah.
It's the biggest issue that we have in our communities, and stereotypically they always think that colours are drug addicts or alcoholics. But not everybody turns out to be in that type of person. You know, like you said, you speak about your acting and you talk about your stories. You know, how do you actually balance your life? Because you sound like you're very busy.
I'm a strength-based person. You know, I say it all the time that, you know, if I look in the mirror in the morning, I tell myself I'm the most beautiful woman in this whole world. My strength is time management. That's my key. Time management is the key to your success. You need to manage your time. And that's something brilliant. If it's acting, I know exactly, acting is from this time to that time. If it's mashups time, I know this time to this time. And communication is key with my directors. I will tell them there's a show coming up, I need to go and you know, rehearse, and they never said no, and I'm grateful for that. They never ever said no to me. So that's my balance. I always balance. And you ask a question about the youth coming in. Open door policy, youth can come in anytime. A closed door tell you, don't disturb. No, I want to be disturbed. That's what my thoughts always open. Yeah, that's my balance. Time management is key in communication.
And funny enough, also when you think about it, time management, communication skills are also life skills, and they're also part of the programs that you teach here. Now, I just want to touch on your acting career. What actually inspired and motivated you to get into acting?
Many moons ago. I won't tell you what's my age, but I used to do a trick, you know, and I told myself, I want to be an actor. I want to go to London, Paris. I want to be on the stage. I want to be an actor. And it was not the right time by then.
Yeah.
And it's now 7 years that I'm an actor. And I met Jason Hermanus in the centre. He used to be one of my students, and he started sober-minded. And that one day I can clearly remember, I came into the centre and I saw all these youth standing, and I wondered, what is happening here at Kofifi? And there was all pages on the wall, and I said, okay, I don't know anything about acting, but somebody please explain to me.
Yeah.
And they explained, now there's actor, you need to go upstairs and you need to go and talk there in front of people. And I said, okay. But I thought to myself, I'm so old. Will I be able to do it? And I said, I can take chance. I can take this chance. Yeah. And I took the chance, and I chose a wrong character. And the panel said, Auntie Brie, that character doesn't suit you, because it was a Skidderbeck auntie in the community, and there was another character that's like a social worker type of thing, and they said, okay, try that one. And guess what? I'm studying acting.
That's
great. Yeah.
That's great news there. Yeah. So a woman that comes from a hero generation, you know, women fought for liberty, fought for this, and what inspired you to not go into that generational, I need to be a housewife, or I need to be a grandmother, or I need to be a mother, and instead of that stigma, yeah, we, the drinking, the fighting, and instead of veering into that direction, you decided to work with the youth. What inspired you to actually and showcase your achievements, and because you have achieved a lot?
Well, like I said before, I'm an orphan. I had to hustle. At school, I used my badge as a prefect badge to survive. When I started working, I had 2 jobs. I was that child that told myself, you need to become something. You need to become what you want to become. I had dreams. I had visions. And for the youngsters, I need to tell us that vision and dreams, you need to have goals. And that's what I had. And after a while, when I got married, and all the storms, and I said, no. I'm a woman of worth. I need to do something with my life. I worked all my life with children. I worked in children's homes. I worked in children on waiting trial. It was always children. And during my journey, I became a woman. And I said, no, the youth is our leaders of today. We must start where it started. Like when in the Bible, I say to my Sunday school children, it started with the cross and it ends with the cross. So have dreams, have goals, and have visions. Yeah, and that's how that's why God placed me in the youth center to say, you are the person to lead the flock, my flock, my younger flock, so that they can become something.
Definitely. That's something quite powerful.
Very inspirational, actually.
Definitely it is. I'd just like to ask you, Auntie Bri, what motivation or what message would you have for the youth out there and women in general out there? What inspiration would you give them to keep moving on forward and not to give up with their lives?
For the youth, I would love to say that keep going. Nobody is a failure. Work on your strengths and be who you want to be. And I also invite them to come to the center and make use of our skills development programs. And for the woman out there, I just want to read this.
No problem.
I want to say to all the women out there, a strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it is on that journey that she will become strong. Happy Women's Month to all the women out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Bri, for your time. And how do you feel like, I know like sometimes that joy, you know, when you actually walk down the road and you know, oh, I actually helped this youth, this is the community that they had, where you try and break that cycle of the abuse that they came from or the gangsterism where they came from. And that, how do you actually, that feeling?
I know I don't have enough time, but I need to tell you a story. I leave footprints in everybody's life that come into contact with Auntie Bri. I work at the children waiting file, and I met this child, and I gave them like tools, life tools. If you're out of this center, you need to go and use the tools I give you. It's like programs that I'm offering them. And you know, after a while I left the secure care center and I moved on. And this one day, I was in town. And this guy screamed, he said, "Auntie Bri!" And I said, I know, this is one of my children. And when I looked around, and here is this guy. He was on waiting trial for, rape and killing a policeman. But he took my tools and he made positive use of those tools. And he started to stand with techies, selling techies and stuff. And he said, I've used your tools and look at me now, And that is the positivity that if I walk down, I always think about the children I worked with. I always get messages to say, thank you for being the light in my darkness. Thank you for leaving footprints in my life. And I meet them. I work with them at child welfare when they were still young. And near the centre they walk in and they see there's something pretty, and it's like the connection is all over. And that it makes me so happy.
Auntie Bri, thank you very much for joining us today and giving us all your time. We know you are a very busy woman, so we really do appreciate having you on the show with us today. I believe definitely the message that you are pushing out there will inspire, motivate, and help someone who's out there, who's conflicted about their life, to make a difference in their lives and make a difference in someone else's life. And we really do thank you for the work that you are doing in the community. It really is amazing, honestly. Thank you.
Yeah. We want to thank Auntie Bri for her time. Like we said earlier before the show started, the voice of the voiceless. A woman of independence, a woman of liberal strength, man. I can't even explain it. There's not words enough that I can explain. A woman that has been through every series of her life, her journey, as she said. So out there, if this touches one person, that woman that feels that life is not good enough for you, or you feel that you are not good enough for this life, when you try and in this depression state, in the states where you feel that it's better if you're dead, that woman, you come from a strong, very strong heritage, a hero. You are a hero. You can make the change in your life. It's by choice, to choose. Like Auntie Bri said, she chose to be strong, be this independent woman. She chose to work with the youth to change one person's life. So I hope this touches your life. Please subscribe to our channel for more as we follow a man's journey in Women's Month and the strength of women. Thank you very much for your time.